of the pay-per-view. I loved it. Now I'm ready. I'm ready to do it again, and whenever he's ready, I'm ready. I hope he's, early next year. I'm ready to go. Maybe March, maybe April. I'm ready to go. I don't want no one else but Tyson Fury. He deserves the rematch. It's such a highly anticipated and talked about fight. I think the fans deserve a rematch to settle this score once and for all. I really feel God lifted this man up off that cancer to want the rematch.
Thank you for that, Deontay. Steven, are you there, Steven Espinoza?
On the media call yesterday, we got a lot of things confirmed. It looks like the Deontay Wilder-Tyson Fury rematch is going to happen next for both. Well, for Deontay Wilder, it is. We don't know if Tyson Fury it will be because Showtime seems to want the fight in like May, June, or even later than June. Wilder wants it like March, April. But Showtime may not be able to accommodate that because of their scheduling and other fights they have to work around. They can't just say, oh yeah, we're going to put a fight on this day. They can't. It just it doesn't work like that. Remember, they got other programming. Even though this fight may be a pay-per-view, the Showtime executives above may say, well, no, we got a big movie premiere or some shit coming on that night. We don't want a pay-per-view that night. You see what I'm saying? Or, some other sporting event may be on that they may not want to, there's a lot of different variables, I guess. But also what we're going to talk about is, we're going to try to make this video no more than 10 minutes. Because truth be told, I'm trying to wrap up this Deontay Wilder saga. Like usually, to briefly explain, what we do is, this is nothing new for us. Every big fight, we do the same thing. Every fight, in fact. We cover the fight, cover all the major shit, press conferences, media workouts, weigh-ins, post-fight press conferences. We break all that stuff down, let you know who all the fighters are on the undercard, main event, the storylines, et cetera, the politics, yada, yada, yada. Now we're at the tail end of things where, truth be told, I probably got maybe about 5 more videos left to do on this before we have to move on. Because remember, Canelo versus Fielding is next week. A brisk 7:56 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, Wednesday, December the 5th, 2018. I'm TstreeT Controversy. This is TstreeT Controversy Live. We stream also every media call, by the way. Some are good, many are bad. That's just keeping it 100. But let's listen to Steven Espinoza here. And you already heard Deontay Wilder. This is just the important stuff. And we're going to talk about pay-per-view buys and ticket sales and the fact that this fight was a success. You can't take that away. I know people want to say they gave away tickets. It was 10,000 Gypsy fans and it was only like 7,000 Wilder fans, blah, blah, blah. But nonetheless, at the end of the day, we need to rejoice because I'm going to explain to you, because I've noticed a lot of people, especially on this guy right here, who is very close with Showtime PPV. Funny story about him, too. I'm going to tell you about it one day. but it's a little too soon. But you have a lot of people basically, bashing the number, saying, oh, but Mayweather-McGregor did this. And, if you look, we're going to put things in perspective. But in the meantime, we're going to be right back. I'm TstreeT Controversy. This is TstreeT Controversy Live. Please subscribe.
Yeah, I'm here. Steven, could you, you hear Deontay's comments about wanting to do a rematch as soon as possible. You mentioned a couple of possible months in there. Obviously, with your company is going to have a lot of say-so in terms of the timing, just given the schedule of pay-per-views. When could you envision this actually taking place if the two sides are able to come to an agreement?
Well, for us, the overriding priority really is the health of the fighters. And that was a tough fight. So we're not going to rush anything in to fit into a specific timetable. Both of those guys earned a long.
That's basically, to me, that's him saying, yeah, we got to see if we can, we don't have, the time for that shit, like the time slot. We got to see what we can do to squeeze that shit in if we can, but we're not promising nothing. That's basically what it means to me.
Long rest, but you can hear in Deontay's voice, rest is going to be not too long. So if they said, May would be great, June would be great. If it's, later after that, I personally, April sounds a little quick to me, but if both of the guys feel like that gives them an opportunity to recover and go into it. But this is the kind of fight we don't really need to schedule it around anything else. We saw this past weekend the type of energy and attention a big-time heavyweight fight between two undefeated champions in their prime will draw. So I'm not really worried about times of the year and competitive program, things like this. This is a fight that is strong enough to overcome all of that, so it will happen at its natural time.
So my understanding is this. Let me make sure the date is right. As you know, Showtime's next pay-per-view is Pacquiao versus Broner, January the 19th. And then the next pay-per-view will be March the 23rd. Could be, wait a minute, what is Spence Garcia? Is that March the 16th or the 23rd? Nonetheless, we could have two pay-per-views 2 weeks apart with Crawford versus Khan on the 23rd on ESPN pay-per-view. It will likely be ESPN pay-per-view, even though it's probably going to piss you off. Also, Spence versus Garcia in March. And then the way you got to think, the way they're all looking at it is they don't want to squeeze. They want to squeeze the boxing fans as much as they can, but they want to be logical about it. And April may be a little too soon because Mayweather, they have, what date is that? They have a date on hold. Is it April the 20th or the 27th? They have one of these dates on hold. I forgot the exact date, in Las Vegas. You can go check the T-Mobile Arena website or the MGM website to see if those dates have, the MGM Grand Arena website have nothing on them, if they don't have a concert or something. I'm going to get to that later on. Can't do it in this video. Don't have the time. But the point I'm trying to make is Mayweather's supposed to be coming back to the boxing ring. That is the plan. Even the buildup of Mayweather, of Pacquiao Broner is centered around the winner's going to go on to get Mayweather. And it may not be in May. It may be in April because, it seems as though Showtime and Mayweather, they may have submitted to Canelo in regards to May 5th. Not saying, put it this way, they don't want to put timetables around Mayweather's return. But also they don't want to play that game because Canelo's already got the T-Mobile Arena sewn up, even though Mayweather's got some stake in it. But that's a whole different story. Let's stay on topic. The point is, I think Showtime, Steven Espinoza, which you was hearing right here, he damn, they want this shit soon. And I guess they didn't expect for, Fury to win. So now they got to try to figure out where can they put this pay-per-view. And in my opinion, it's looking like this fight is going to take place in June or some shit like that. That's what it's looking like. And is that too far off? I don't think so because it is a big fight. I don't think so. It's 6 months away. 7, depending on if they do it mid to late June or whatever. Depends, But with the way Frank Warren works, they probably going to want to get a motherfucking milk it and probably in motherfucking late February or some shit. Or early March or something, have Fury in a homecoming fight. That's how Frank Warren work over there, before they fight Wilder. Wilder will probably sit out because they're probably no, we got to secure this up. And then Dominic Breazeale, a lot of people have been asking about what would happen with his mandatory status. Well, they will likely have him fight for the WBC interim. They are not stripping Deontay Wilder, the WBC. They have Dominic Breazeale likely fight Dylan White or Derek Chisora, whoever wins that. And if they decline, order Dominic Breazeale to fight likely Luis Ortiz. Luis Ortiz versus Joe Joyce is supposed to be happening or, whatever. Joe Joyce is 33, so he's got to be on a fast track. Also, Anthony Joshua is now trying to come back to the table. My personal theory is that I think that possibly they're going to overpay. HEARN is probably going to try to overpay Wilder, probably offer them a very lucrative, more significant offer now. Because understand that this 320,000 plus pay-per-view buys that this fight is trending at, it could be plus or minus. Because normally when a number come out, they usually come from the same people. For one, Kevin Ollie, Yahoo Sports, Lance Pugmire, LA Times, and this guy also LA Times Ring TV. Those usually are the only 3 sources for boxing pay-per-view buys. So normally, and I always do boxing pay-per-view videos, buys pay-per-view videos. I'm sorry, it's early. We're getting there. The way I'm looking at it is this can be 300,000 or 350. If it touches 400,000, I'd be shocked. But I'm thinking this is about the number. They wanted 250. They broke that. They wanted 300. That was like, oh, this is success. Now another 20,000 above that. It's that, I don't know how to break it down more logically than the fact that this is a very, very, very damn. The motherfucking recycle truck is here, and I missed them. I lost track of the time. Sometimes they come at 8. Sometimes they come at like 7:37, all the way up to like motherfucking 10 o'clock in the morning. You can never really time it. That's why I got to start putting it out at night. But what I'm looking at is this. The Wilder Fury rematch is not going to have as much animosity because we already have learned that these fighters are friends. We saw that in the build-up a little bit when they were sitting in the ESPN studios and shit next to each other, chilling. We knew they had to sell the fight. They told us multiple times in the post-fight that they were selling the fight. And wait, this is not the first time we've seen this. I'm cool with it. But to make the rematch better, even though these fighters have to make more money, Al Heyman's got to get away from the same model he's been using for so long. Put something nice on the undercard, really nice. When was the last time he really, really did it? Was it Danny Garcia, Lucas Matisse? Or could you say, George Groves, Badu Jack? Put something really nice, Then people are like, oh shit. And also the other issue is, where does the fight take place? I don't think the fact that this fight was a draw, and people are saying that Tyson Fury was robbed, including myself, by Alejandro Roshan, whatever that guy's name is, Mr. 115, 111. I don't know how he gave the first 4 rounds to Wilder, but whatever. The first 4 rounds, that's just controversial enough right there. But whatever. We're moving on. The point is, we know who won. We know who should have won. We know who won the night. Deontay Wilder, however, is relevant and not being bashed, like super, super bad. He's being bashed. But it's crazy how his stock has risen, and people are not saying, oh, he's like a super paper. They're not saying like he's like a super paper champ, because that 12th round knockdown really changed the dynamic of the storyline of the fight after it ended, right? What if he didn't get that? People would be like, oh, this guy got the belt, fucking robbery scum. There would be no narrative of Tyson Fury would have schooled him. Even though the cards would have been a little close, people would have been like, oh, but they would have been like, the right man won. That knockdown is the storyline of the fight. And now going into the rematch, people are like, well, we know that Deontay Wilder can knock his ass out. When will he do it? He can be losing every single round, and that's what people are going to be watching for. Every single round. And even if it goes the same way, or even if Tyson Fury schools him, you'll always have in the back of your mind every single Deontay Wilder fight that he's losing. If he keeps winning, that he can knock you out every single round. That's going to sell right there. That's going to sell right there. That's going to sell right there. Tyson Fury can be up legitimately in an open scoring system in the next fight, and then 12th round get his ass knocked the fuck out. That's boxing, and that's the type of power, and that's how freaky weird Deontay Wilder's style is. Yeah, it's awkward, but that awkward is good awkward. It's exciting. I love seeing that shit. I love seeing him go windmill. I'm like, oh. Like when I saw Tyson Fury land on that canvas, I was like, damn, windmill got him. I wasn't even hyped. Let me tell you. I was like, oh shit, windmill got him. Because if you notice when Wilder gets to that phase, it's hard to stop him. And in regards to the count, by the way, Jack Reese did an interview on Fight Hype. In regards to the count, I feel that YouTubers should be held at a high standard in regards to knowing the boxing rules. That includes the boxing rules of the sanctioning bodies. You can't tell me nothing about the sanctioning bodies in regards to purse bids, what the interim titles mean, what the diamond belt can mean. I can shred the WBA in there with their Super World title shit. But nonetheless, my bad. I forgot that was up there. Nonetheless, I do want to see Joshua Wilder over Wilder Fury 2, in my opinion. And something is telling me that put your promoter hat on. If you were Eddie Hearn, what would you be doing right now? What would you be doing? Be honest. you're both like, man, let's see if we can get Deontay Wilder now, because there's a big political divide over there and huge network divide, Cold War of his own over there with BT Sports, Sky Sports, and Frank Warren and Matchroom Sport, Barry Hearn, Eddie Hearn. They would rather much work with Wilder and his team than to work with Fury and their team. They did not want Fury to get their hands on that belt. You should look into it more if you don't know what I'm talking about. They are bitter enemies. It goes back deep, like motherfucking when Barry Hearn used to be the was he the manager or promoter? Was he a manager turned promoter? Can you do that? Was he a manager of Chris Eubanks Sr. back then when he fought Nigel Benn? Whatever. But damn it, fucking video is going to turn into a fucking 20-minute video already. We got, like I said, we got still, a few more videos to wrap up on this. We want to wait for some pay-per-view numbers to come out. When pay-per-view numbers are good, they are officially announced, likely in a press release. When they're bad, it's like, oh, well, I'm hearing from you. You won't hear. When they're really bad, technically, or not up to par, you won't hear from guys like this, truth be told. You'll hear from, you will hear from Yahoo Sports, though. He always got that shit. But they won't be, glorified. Let me see if there's any more we have to listen to on here before we go. Oh, also, tickets. The event was a success. I mean, I understand my job is to educate you on why it was a success, but the tickets, come on. We saw, you can say that tickets were given away and all that bullshit. You saw that the Gypsy fans showed up. Also, Macaulay Culkin, Mr. Home Alone himself, brought 4 tickets at $8,000. He's a big Deontay Wilder fan. Deontay Wilder is on his way. He's on his way. Even though this was a bullshit decision, my man is on his way. And for Tyson Fury to come over here and do what he did on American soil, he's already a star. However, how can they build off of that in American soil? Maybe hook him up with a regular Showtime fight, but against who? I think that Showtime is gonna seal him up. See, it's something going on with Billy Joe Saunders and Frank Warren BT Sport fighters are supposed to be fighting on ESPN, but there's something with Tyson Fury and Billy Joe Saunders where they're BT Sport over there in the UK, but over here they're not going to be, governed by ESPN or, it's something there. So I don't know. We're going to figure it out. Basically, it seems like Tyson Fury has float. He has some free agency float, even though he is with Frank Warren. Same thing with Billy Joe Saunders with Demetrius Andrade. Even though that was a purse bid, they ended up working it out before it went to the purse bid to show that, okay, well, listen, I'll bring him over here. Because that fight was going to be on Sky Sports box office in the zone. So, could Tyson Fury fight on the zone and on Sky Sports box office? Or will BT be like, no, Frank, you can't do that? I don't know. We're getting too far down. I'm TstreeT Controversy. This is TstreeT Controversy Live. Please subscribe.